crochet this cute little foxy scarf. This scarf is almost completely no-sew. You really only need to sew the ears onto the head. And I do use a yarn needle for just closing up the opening of the tail and for weaving in some ends. But very low sew project, and you're going to find it really warm and snuggly for the winter. You can remove the tail from the loop here to have the wolf or the fox hang over your shoulders like so. Or if you want it to be extra cozy and snug, you can pull the tail in through the straps and wear it like that. You can use different yarn colors, as you can see, to create different types of foxes. I've got an Arctic fox, or I guess a wolf here, in blue for light blue for the main body and darker blue for the ears. And here's my classic fox with red body and black ears. Let's go ahead and look over the materials for this project and we will get started. For the materials, you're going to need some super bulky weight chenille velvet yarn. It gives a really plush look when you finish, and I'm using here Hobby's Honey Bunny yarn. I also am using a 9mm hook and a 6mm hook for this project. The 6mm is for the head and the ears, and the 9mm is for the body and the tail. A yarn needle will also be needed to simply sew on the ears and for sewing up like the opening of the tail and little things like weaving in the ends. For the fox, I'm using 16mm plastic safety eyes. You can use bigger or smaller ones as you'd like. And that's that. No need for stuffing for this project. For the ear, you're going to use a 6mm crochet hook, and you'll be using both black and white yarns. To begin, we're going to start with the dark yarn. I'm going to be in round 1 with 3 chains. So here's a slip knot to begin my chain, and then 1, 2, 3 chains. Now we're going to work in the 3rd chain from the hook, meaning the very first chain you made. Insert 6 double crochets into that 3rd chain. So here is 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And at the end, you are going to join with a slip stitch to the very first double crochet you made. And I'm going to flip my piece inside out so that the right side faces out. Now for round 2, we're going to continue in this darker color for now, and we're going to go into the inner ear color soon. So keep that white yarn handy. We're going to start with 2 chains. Insert a double crochet in the first stitch, like so. By the way, the 2 chains here, the starting chains, don't count as stitches, so they're not going to be part of the end of stitch count. In the next stitch, you're going to insert a double crochet increase, meaning 2 double crochets in the same stitch, like so. Then you're going to do 1 more double crochet, except we're going to pull through with the white yarn here because we're going to change to white for the next stitch. Alright, and in the next stitch, you're going to use white to make a double crochet increase. So here I'm going to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And that's it for the white. So we're going to pull through with the black yarn again. In the next stitch, we're going to make a double crochet. like so, and then a double crochet increase. Now let's join our round with a slip stitch to the very first stitch. And we're going to work around again. By the way, you can notice that the color change allows for that little bit of white to show in the middle of our inner ear. Now, for the last round of the ears, round 3, we're going to start with 2 chains. Then do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. We're going to increase in the next stitch. So here in the next one, I'm going to put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And then we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. Finish off with white because we are going to change colors. And with white, we're going to make 1 double crochet and then a double crochet increase. So in that first stitch, just a double crochet. In the next stitch, a double crochet increase. And again, last one, so I'm finishing off with black. And now you're going to double crochet 2 times, 1 and 2, and increase at the very end. Oops. So I'm inserting 2 double crochets in this last stitch, and we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Now that you have that complete, you'll have a triangular ear take shape, like so. You can snip off your yarn, making sure to snip off a longer tail for the black because you will use it to sew the ear to the body. There we are. And you are going to want to make 2 ears for your fox.